¿Hasta cuándo golpes de Estado es la CIA? América Latina no los quiere, no los necesita y los repudia.
Does the CIA have authority to take out Maduro?
Oh, I don't want to answer a question like that. That's a ridiculous question for me to be given.
Look, I think that this is significant if we embed it in the second Trump administration's recent policy toward Venezuela, right? So in contrast to his first administration, Trump has not followed Rubio's hardline approach since coming back into office. He hasn't shown much interest, actually, in removing Maduro since he came into office in January. So this is significant in terms of his kind of turning back to considering Venezuela in his policy agenda. But I don't think that we should consider this to be a direct call to war in Venezuela. I'm sure that people have interpreted recent bombings of supposed drug shipments in the Caribbean as evidence that the Trump administration is implementing some kind of strategy to remove Maduro, but I don't think that's quite. I think a lot of this, even this announcement about CIA deployment in Venezuela, it has a lot to do with political theater that has as much to do with a domestic audience as an international audience. And it's not clear that Trump is actually interested in any kind of long-term deployment of military in Venezuela. Well, first, we don't actually have any information about what type of intel the Trump administration is working off to bomb these ships because they have not publicized any of that information. What we do know is that it's highly unlikely that these ships were involved in any kind of drug shipments to the United States. And this is for a couple of different reasons. Mostly because the ships that are being bombed, first, are not in any way linked to the Venezuelan government, but they're what are known as go-fast boats in Venezuela that are basically shipping boats that are kind of refitted to be able to make the trip between the Venezuelan coast and Trinidad and Tobago, sometimes with small drug shipments, but also with migrants, oil. So there's a number of different things get trafficked between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. So it's highly unlikely, it's not even really possible that these ships would have been able to make the trip from Venezuela to the United States. So first, we don't really know what kind of intel the US government is working with to justify these attacks. But what we do know suggests that these boats have nothing to do with drug shipments from Venezuela to the United States.